This is the Mat Mosley Show.
It is the Mat Mosley Show on the E Radio Network. And, man, we're going off script a little bit. This is very interesting because, Trev, you know, we have this huge audience in Hot Springs, up through Hope, the I-30 corridor, starting in Texarkana, and then ending up in Fayetteville. And we actually have and Nikki will like this, because, Nikki, I do have a connection to the pageant world. I'll tell you about it at some point. But Niki Lehtola is joining us now, and she will be competing for Miss Arkansas this coming Saturday at the Hot Springs Convention Center. In fact, it's the Miss Arkansas America Strong pageant. This started out, this was a huge deal on like the Mrs. America, and then, of course, it got the Mrs. Arkansas. Now it's Miss Arkansas. They have that category as well. And that is where Nikki comes in. Nikki, who hails from Dallas, Texas, but has found herself in Arkansas. Nikki, welcome to the show. Are you ready? I mean, are you getting your game face on? I mean, we're early in the week, but it's coming up. It's coming up quickly. Is it almost like you played sports pretty much your whole life? Do you almost have to get into your sporting mode to get ready for one of these pageants?
Oh, for sure. Yes. It is. It's pageant week. It's game week. It's game time here. Just finalizing everything to make sure everything's in order for showtime. But yeah, it's very similar to my sports days because, you know, we've been practicing, rehearsing, and there's at a certain point, there's only so much you can do until you're just like, I'm ready.
Okay. So, I was just, when we were getting ready to do this, Nikki, it did come back to me that several years ago, my cousin won Miss Texas. And, of course, I mean, once she won Miss Texas, I acted like we were the closest cousins ever. I probably, I did talk to her over the years, but she was my much younger cousin. But Brooke Daniels was Miss Texas, and so that was kind of fun. And I remember watching it on TV and like, oh, my gosh, this is so crazy. Those are the cousins from Tomball, Texas, in fact. But yeah, this is pretty cool because now your background with your dad having worked with the Dallas Stars, and I'm sure you loved hockey. You even have, I think, some Finnish background, which obviously that's huge hockey, the land of hockey, although the Canadians try to take ownership of that. And then playing lacrosse forever. When did the pageant thing cross your mind, like well into college? Were you already thinking about it like when you were playing sports in high school? How did you decide to try for something like this?
Well, actually, at my previous job, the Miss Arkansas for America Strong director, she approached me there and told me that I should get involved with the organization. And I had never been exposed to the pageant world in my family or anything like that. So when she brought it to my attention, I really didn't, think about it too seriously until, it came around time for the meet and greet. And when I went to that meet and greet, I was honestly blown away by the women that I met and just the community, and how supportive they were of each other. And that was something that I was really looking for at the time. And then just learning more about it, I just got more and more intrigued and invested, and just really was like, this is a great opportunity for me.
All right, and so I kind of remember the way pageants used to be, and the evening wear and swimsuit, and then there's like the talent and all, and I think there were interviews. I would imagine some of that has changed a little bit. How much of that format remains? Now, the more we talk, the more I start having memories. Somebody I went to Baylor with was in the pageant world. She was a tri-held at Baylor with me. That was a few years back, Nikki. But is it still similar formatting to that in the pageant, or does this Miss Arkansas, do they do it a lot differently? What all things do you have to prepare for?
Yeah, so because it's technically the misses, right? And I just fall in the category of miss, the non-married folks. But there is no talent for us. It's just an evening gown and a cocktail dress and swimwear. And before that, in the mornings, we have our interview. So very similar, I guess. It's just the talent is taken out, which gratefully so. I'm not a singer or a dancer, so we got saved on that one. I'd be lifting weights on stage if that was a talent that I had to do.
Yeah, talking to Niki Lehtola on the Mat Mosley Show, the E-Radio Network, getting ready to be in the Miss Arkansas part of the Mrs. Arkansas competition. It will take place in Hot Springs this coming Saturday, and so that'll be so. I mean, but your sporting background is very interesting because you were a really good lacrosse player, and then you went to College of Charleston. Now, did you try to keep playing, or did you play lacrosse in college, Nikki, or did you decide to hang it up after high school?
Yeah, so I actually played since third grade. We were starting a league in Dallas, and I was one of the first. And we're like, let's give this a try, and I really liked it. It was different, and I kept with it until through high school, and I actually looked at some D2 schools to play in college. However, I knew that I wanted to be part of a sorority and get involved in other things, and I was worried that if I committed to Division II school, I wouldn't have as much time. So when I found the College of Charleston and really fell in love there, with the area and just the school itself, I was blessed to find out that they had a club team, so I could continue playing just at like a more relaxed level, if you would say.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's nothing about lacrosse is relaxed, but I mean, it can get very, very physical. I've seen and have even had friends' daughters played like goalie, and the one thing she was really good at it, but Nikki, the one thing she hated was putting on all that equipment. I think she just hated the thought of being, having all that stuff. And I'm sure it got hot and all that kind of thing. But still, it's a very, and I think it's something, Nikki, probably even you saw in your childhood become way more popular. By the time you finished high school in the Metroplex, was how popular was lacrosse? And it seems like to me now, even the state championships and everything. I mean, the club teams. It's again, we saw hockey start growing when the Stars arrived in a huge way. Do you think is lacrosse growing almost at that same rate?
Yeah, it's funny because when we started playing or travel, I was on travel teams. We would have to travel farther for like tournaments, and then as the years went on, it didn't seem like we had to travel as far. So it was like almost the lacrosse world was moving towards us. So that was kind of nice. It was just really booming, and I'm just grateful that I was able to get into it, and that there was the opportunity in my area when it wasn't at every school at that point. Yeah,
well, I tell you, you've seen it grow. Now, let me ask you this. Your father has been with the Stars in the past, and so obviously you probably became a big Stars fan, have been to a ton of games. This recent Western Conference final, were you angry at the coach when he took Ottinger out, removed him out of that game when the Stars were behind 2-0? Do you get pretty into the games, or because your dad has been with the organization, do you have to like not get as passionate about it? What's your level of passion toward the Dallas Stars and hockey in general?
Oh, yeah. So we were actually named rink rats when we were younger because we were at the rink so much. And, luckily we learned to skate and everything. My dad still works for the Dallas Stars. So actually, we have nice connections, so we get to go to a lot of games. And especially when he doesn't use his tickets for himself and his friends. But so, yeah, I went to one of the playoff games when I was in visiting Dallas around the first week of May. So that was really exciting. I am very into the finals. I'm still watching it now, even though the Stars are not not in the final games. But I think, I don't know about your question about Ottinger. I think it's tough because the options are limited at that time when you're just desperate to switch things up for your team and find something that works. But I mean, I am just kind of disappointed in the fact that Stars were in the same position last year, and it just didn't work out for them either time. So maybe third time's a charm next year, or we'll see.
Well, they obviously made a coaching change, and boy, you see it happen. So your dad in such a volatile industry, that is great that he's been with the Stars as long as he has. Tell us what he does for the Stars. I think people would be interested to know what your father does there in the Stars organization.
He puts on camps. So, when kids are in school and they're in either gymnastics or hockey and they don't have to do like PE. So he'll put on the camps for kids after school so that they don't, they can work on their hockey skills instead of going to PE classes. And then in the summer, when the kids are out of school, he'll put on camps. So he's more so dealing with the younger aspiring Dallas Stars, but still very vital, obviously. You start at a young age to make it to the big leagues. So that's his role for them. Was he a player? Was he pretty good at hockey? Yeah, right. My last name Lehtola, very similar to a lot of the Finnish players start with Leh. So he played growing up in Finland, and that's actually how he made it over here and met my mom, because he had a camp in Houston where my mom is from. So hockey, he was over here for camps, and he brought all of his, and when you talk to him, it's funny because he has such a thick accent still that a lot of people can't really understand him. Well, I mean, I'm sure some of these trades, and I mean, the Finnish players have had a huge impact in these playoffs, as they always do. And then I just noticed somebody just got named to the Finnish Olympic team, and that was like a big story. I can't remember which. I think I just saw maybe the Dallas Stars, maybe it was Rantanen or something. But anyway, they just made a big announcement. Well, I tell you, we wish you all the luck in the world on Saturday. I mean, you've got a great – I think you should lean into your sports knowledge. I think that would be good if you can do that in the interview. The one other thing I was going to ask you about, I read that you were like top 9% in the world in CrossFit. And for those of us that couldn't even make it through a single CrossFit workout, now how does that even happen? How do they have – can you sign up to be ranked, and do you have to? What is the? And are there CrossFit competitions? I think I've heard of this, perhaps that take place. And have you been in some of those? Yes. So every year we have the CrossFit Open, and they release workouts, and you submit your scores. Judged by someone who's taken the course, and based on your scores there, they rank you with everyone else's score, of course, based on your gender. So I'm going against all the other women across the world that submit their scores, and they line us up, and based on our scores, they put me at, they ranked us, and I'm now top 9% worldwide. I've been doing it for about 5 years and seen my rank increase, so it's been very satisfying, something that I've been working at for a while. And every year we'll reassess and see where we're at.
All right, and for folks, as Nikki gets ready to go for this big pageant win on Saturday, she's also a pre-med student who has both undergrad prepared for that and then has done graduate work. So, Nikki, I don't know when you'll find the time, but I guess at some point maybe is med school in your future, or are you still kind of mulling that over?
I think the next step for me, I would hope to, within the near future, start my career as a med device sales rep.
Okay.
My competitive nature, I've done sales, and that's something that I think I could really excel at. So once I find a little bit of time to send out some applications, it's my world has been pageant recently, but once I have some time, that is the goal.
All right, and this is Saturday night. If folks in Hot Springs want to come out for this, I don't know if there are tickets still available, but the Hot Springs Convention Center. Nikki, what time is this on Saturday? If folks wanted to come out and watch in person.
Yeah, so it's at 7 p.m. and there are tickets available. You can buy them online, and if not, it is live streamed through our Facebook, the Mrs. Arkansas for America Strong.
Okay.
And also, you're welcome to go on our website and vote for me as well if you would like, if anyone feels inclined.
What's the website? Tell everybody the website again.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
It is Mrs., so MRS, Arkansas.com.
Okay. All right. Trevor's over there voting right now as we speak. He's trying to get some votes in. Let's help Nikki. I think she'll help herself when she gets up there on stage. What is the community that you're actually representing, Nikki?
So my title is Miss Diamond Lakes. So just another way to say Hot Springs.
Okay. All right. Miss Diamond Lakes, and all that. She'll have huge support there at Hot Springs Village and all various parts of Hot Springs and up and down that I-30 corridor. Nikki, thanks for doing this. Great to, I'm from the Dallas area myself, so that's really fun that, man, you've had such a great run in Dallas and then now doing some wonderful things in Arkansas. Really appreciate you taking the time.
I really appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
There she goes, Niki Lehtola, who is going for that Miss Arkansas title, America Strong, and that'll happen on Saturday evening. Okay, we actually have some good things happening with your Texas Rangers. They're on a roll. Let's see if they can keep this up. We'll discuss that next.
More Mat Mosley coming up.